We had just had our first child. Covey wasn't working for a while, and then we were going through a whole loan process. And as part of that, all these questions come up. Well, how are you going to pay for it? Savings and whatnot. So at that stage, we were actually referred to Northeast by our broker.
The way that it was all set out, the whole process, it really appealed to us as well. It was very step-by-step, covered all areas and went through everything that we required. And then from then on, we're like, this is great. Like, we felt very comfortable
and
from the outset.
Before we did all of that, I met with about 4 advisors.
Okay, yeah.
3 of them said the exact same thing. Oh, we'll look after your super. And nothing else. They're like, oh, yeah, there's not enough there for us to do anything else. Let's just do super for now. And, they work for no fee, so you don't have to worry about anything. And then when I met Northeast, it was a bit of a different approach, right? Like, let's look at everything: kids, education, savings, goals, and super was a little bit part of it. I think one of the first questions our advisor asked us, okay, so, you've got a child, you've got a mortgage, you've got a car, you want holidays. So you've got all these expenses, and then they go to high school. Those expenses are going to be there whilst they go to high school. So where are you going to come up with all of this extra money from? And we're looking like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But now we do, right?
Yeah.
It's just about that planning and structure that helped us to see it a bit more clearly.
It just structured our spending and allowed us to have way more accountability, which we didn't before. Yeah. So, that for me, that was the biggest.
And the credit card spending stopped.
Yeah.
But you can still enjoy your lifestyle though.
Oh, 100%. I think
even more so.
I
believe so, and without having that worry or the guilt or anything. Especially now that we've got 2 kids, another whole ball game. But it's created even more flexibility and more freedom. The service that we were expecting is amazing, probably above and beyond. Constant check-ins was really good because you always have the Northeast at the back of your mind, or at the forefront of your mind really, in everything that we were doing. So if there's a new venture that we wanted to start or consider, we'd be like, hey, let's call Northeast and just double check how we can get about this as well, and get their advice and get their consult.
The returns is what you market against, right? So if you're paying a fee, you want to see a return. And you get that in a number of different ways. But for us, it was the fact that we saw our super increase, we saw our savings increase. So therefore, there is a return which is greater than the fee, which is our measure. And which is why we did let's do it for 12 months and see how we go. And we haven't looked back.